I think thumbpulling is the biggest bullshit ever in looksmaxing community, guys. Do you agree? Well, don't worry, I'm gonna explain everything in this video. First of all, for those who don't know, the idea of thumbpulling is very simple. You place your thumb against the roof of your mouth and you pull forward and upward, believing that it will widen your palate and change your facial structure. Do you feel how absurd it sounds? Because it does sound to me. First of all, it has not even a single convincing scientific evidence, guys. Trust me, I have done a lot of research in these things and I have found not even a single scientific evidence that says that thumbpulling actually works. Now forget about the scientific evidence. Any human being with a normal common sense will say this is absurd, because what you're doing is you're putting your thumb against the palate, which is actually a very strong bone, and you're pressing it upward and forward, expecting that it will widen your palate. You see, it is like pushing the wall with your hand. That's why there will not be even a single millimeter change in your bone structure. That is the reason why I call this thumbpulling the biggest bullshit in the whole looksmaxing community. And the reason why it got so popular despite being baseless and nonsense is because of this shameless influencer. There are countless influencers that are promoting this unsupported technique and packaging it as an exercise to fix your facial structure to millions of people, and obviously it does not have any credible evidence. I'm not gonna take anybody's name here, I don't wanna be in problem, but you understand what I'm saying, guys. Do not fall in the trap of these influencers. They just want views from you. They are literally making thousands of dollars by selling this bullshit exercise and convincing you to do it. And the scary part is a lot of young teenagers are actually trying it out because they are young and they don't have any knowledge and they have a dream to become male model without spending a single penny. So the young teenagers are the most vulnerable people in these bullshit, guys, and they are actually falling for this trap. And another thing is that you may have seen a lot of thumbpulling transformation in the internet claiming that 5 to 10 minutes of thumbpulling exercise in a day for 6 months has transformed their face completely. And I'm telling you guys, 99% of the thumbpulling transformation is bullshit. Either the person in the transformation is frauding or they are just making illusion through different camera angle. There is no any other way around. And I said 99%. Now don't think that 1% will actually work. Those 1% that have meaningful changes in their face has secretly undergone through different kind of facial surgery or palatal expansion, and they are giving all the credit to the thumbpulling just to be popular and get more views, when in fact they have done some kind of surgery. And without surgery it is literally impossible. It is not even next to impossible. It is actually impossible to change your bone structure by doing this thumbpulling facial exercise. And the reason why it does not work is, first of all, the upper palate of humans, that is especially the mid-palatal suture of upper jaw, this upper palate typically fuse around the age of 14 to 18, which means the upper palate become a very strong and rigid bone. And to actually have a meaningful impact, your palate requires pressure for almost 24/7, which obviously that 10 minutes of thumbpulling exercise won't give same pressure and stimulus. And the second thing which is very important is that the force that you are applying through your thumb should be even in both sides, which is almost impossible to do that because you will subconsciously press your palate with more force with your dominant hand, and that uneven force may lead to some kind of dental tipping or maybe malocclusion or maybe in worst case scenario facial asymmetry. So these two things are very important to see any noticeable difference. That is the pressure for 24/7, and that pressure should be evenly distributed on both sides. So obviously thumbpulling meets none of these requirements. As a result, this is the complete waste of time and energy. Forget about any benefit. If you do it continuously, you may actually have some kind of complication, guys. That ultimately proves that thumbpulling is just a way to get more views, but it does not have any kind of benefit. So the question is, what actually works? And the science have the answer. If you unfortunately have a narrow palate or any kind of issue, then the only real solution is palatal expansion with orthodontic treatment. Period, guys. This is the one-stop solution. If you have narrow palate, get this palatal expansion. This will give you highest return on investment. And you know what? This is the only tried and tested solution, guys. And this has the highest success rate. So you won't regret. Yes, I understand it will cost you a lot of money, but that is much better investment than wasting your time, energy and effort on this dog shit thumbpulling exercise. Now the choice is yours. And if you can't afford palatal expansion, then don't worry. You need to save for some time. And when you have enough money, you just need to consult about your issue to the orthodontist and they will give you the best treatment for you. And remember another thing, guys, the younger you are, the easier it will be. So don't wait. If you have enough money, just go through this palatal expansion as soon as possible and you will thank me. I hope this video helped you a lot. If you like this kind of video where I talk about looksmaxing things in a very detailed way, then let me know in the comment section. I'll try to make similar kind of video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna meet you tomorrow. Till then, keep improving. Bye bye.